Hey, friends. Happy Tuesday. Kind of early in the week to be hearing from me, isn't it? So glad to be here with you guys tonight because I have really special news to share. And I am just thrilled to be sharing it with you. And I've written myself notes because I have just so much that I really want to say. But the big news that we are sharing is that you do not have to wait until the fall to um, enroll in Flower Farming School online, my course, because it is available now. And I'm going to tell you all about it and how how some changes how we've kind of tweaked the course, um, and just a lot of really, really exciting stuff. But what I really want to also share is this is kind of realizing a real dream for me. If we haven't met before, you may not know that my strongest desire is as a teacher, sharing and empowering other people that want to grow flowers, particularly those people that are like me that think they don't have enough space or knowledge, or they don't have a greenhouse or a tractor. I had none of those things for the first 10 years. I still don't have a greenhouse. I do have a tractor now, but I still live in the middle of the city. So, anyway, I've been very passionate about teaching. And a really big challenge has been for me, and I just love seeing all those sunflowers pop up, y'all. Those are people identifying themselves as flower farming school or course students. So thank you so much, y'all, for claiming that. Um, so for me as a teacher, my greatest passion is helping and empowering people. And my course, since started in 2018, um, was set up like so many online courses were, where it has enrollment for a small period of time, which there are a lot of good reasons why it was that way. Um, and then, people had that small window to get in, and then they, got the information dripped out over a number of weeks to be able to digest it. And that really worked great. I mean, we've taught thousands of students that way, right? But it has been a painful part for me, all the people that ask for my help, that reach out to us through email and DMs saying, "Hey, I'm just starting. I don't know what to do or where to start," or somebody worse than that, somebody that's facing a really big problem. And it's not that I don't want to just give them the information behind the scenes. It's just not that simple. The lack of simpleness is what led me to build this course. It's like the real backstory on how and why you do certain things. And it's very different than other people do sometimes. Um, and so if enrollment was 10 months away and you reached out to me, we would kind of give you some Band-Aids to get you through till the course enrollment, when it was made out in that model, would actually happen. And so for me, and for those people that are living in that little world right now of feeling like they're struggling, they're overwhelmed, they don't know what to do, or worse yet, you're already in it doing it and you feel like you're drowning. You feel like you're drowning in too much to do. You don't know what to do. Um, it's just absolutely, this is the best news that I've had to share with you, that my course is now available to you. You can purchase it right now. And we have tweaked it and taken the course and squished it around a little bit to make it into a model that creates a tool that you can use right now with whatever you're facing, but also that you can actually use keyword searches to find what you need, where it's located in the course, where it's mentioned, and get the information you need when you actually need it. So I'm pretty stoked about this, and it's just a huge relief for me, honest Injun. I mean, there have been DMs that I read them and it's like, oh my gosh, where do I start? What do I say to this person? They need my course. So for the last 2 years, the team has really invested a lot of our assets in making the course a little bit different. And I'm going to tell you about all those features. And I am just so thrilled to not be faced any longer, to not have something to offer to all those people, right? So our goal was just really to create a tool that not only can help you where you are right now in your business, but for years to come, wherever you find yourself, you can find information. Because here's the thing. And so I know that y'all have probably heard me mention before that I took an online course to learn how to build online courses. And that was back in 2017. And when I first took that course, I knew so little about doing that I was so overwhelmed, first off, because there was so much information. But it's like, all right, I had to learn the first little bite. That's what I spent the first few months doing then. But once we launched our first little course and got that under our belt, all right, now I'm ready for the next step. And you go back in and you watch it again and you realize, holy cow, I didn't even notice that she talked about that. You absorb and learn and hear what you are facing today. What my hope and goal with this course is to by making it into a tool that you can mine this course and find the gems when you need them is my greatest desire and hope. And that's what we have actually done. So let me tell you a little bit about the course. So again, the name of the course is Flower Farming School Online, the basics, annual crops, marketing, and more. It's like the foundation of building a business. Y'all have to know I was a business person for 18 years before I became a flower farmer. So I've always been very focused on that part. I mean, it's like when you're the bill payer in a big business like I was at a veterinarian hospital, you learn you have to figure out how to keep the cash flowing in. And that's the business part. Growing the flowers is a very small portion of a flower, not a small portion, just one little piece of a flower farming business. So let me tell you kind of what's in the course and what we've kind of done. First off, we have updated and added new handouts. Suzanne and I spent weeks going through the handouts, as well as more people on our team, as well as we've created a new harvest guide. These are documents that you can print out at a glance. You can actually see this is what I'm harvesting today. What stage do I harvest it in? What conditioning steps does that happen to need? So we have done that. And for me, the most useful tool that we have just really created is we have enhanced the search function that's in the course. So the course has had a search function for quite some time, but it was missing keywords on those sessions. So you could put in your keyword and it brings up the list of where you would be able to find those, where anything related to that keyword that you actually put in. And those keywords, that includes over 2,000 frequently asked questions. So those are videos of me answering questions. And we have actually had them kind of cataloged with keywords. So you can see, oh, they talked about that in this frequently and over in this frequently asked questions session, right? So that is super duper huge. That means you can just really mine a lot more information. So who is Flower Farming School Online for? Well, first off, if you're a gardener considering, we have definitely had a boatload of gardeners take this course for a lot of different reasons. From people that just wanted to up their own flower growing game. Because I'll tell you something, if you're a gardener or a budding flower farmer, one of the things that was so surprising to me I've been a flower farmer now, a commercial grower for 25 years. When I went from being a novice gardener, took the master gardener class, started gardening a little bit, and then I became a flower farmer, right? I could not believe the actual difference in so many of the practices and the tasks and the supplies and the way you do things. It was totally and completely different. And so as a gardener, you can really up your game as a gardener by gardening like Flower Farmers Farm. I mean, you may not do all of it. Maybe you don't need a tractor to make 200-foot rows. Most flower farmers don't even need that. But you can believe that flower farmers do everything the quickest, the most efficient, the most cost-effective way, and that definitely can trickle down to a gardener. So if you are an ambitious gardener and just love growing flowers, this course is for you. You do not have to say you're going to be a commercial grower to be able to take it. We have a lot of people that actually grow flowers for charity, whether that would be for their church flowers, a gift business, not a business, a gifting project that they're actually doing. So it doesn't matter to us what you do with what you learn in this class, is what I'm saying to you. And I will warn you, many a person that started out in this course thinking they were just going to be a better gardener when they got out of it has found their calling, just like I did. And so just be warned, you may actually find your calling as a flower farmer. So let's talk about flower farmers. So this course is for anybody that is considering becoming a flower farmer, someone that is just beginning, up to somebody that's been doing it for a little while, but you are still just totally overwhelmed. Maybe you're not profitable. You're still struggling. And I'll tell you, friends, even after 25 years of farming, it's like I would benefit from revisiting this course. The refresher of reminding yourself, oh, yeah, we don't need to be doing this. It's just so easy how we can fall into easy little habits. So it doesn't matter where you are in the flower farming dream up to actually doing it. And so just a little bit about the actual course. It is actually a comprehensive step-by-step guide. And I know it's a lot, y'all. So when I tell you that it's got 54 videos and 40 handouts and all that, you're thinking, oh my gosh, it's like being back in high school. It is a lot. But guess what, friends? You have lifetime unlimited access. You do not have to digest it all at one time. And most importantly, now that it's got a keyword search, you can go in and find out what you need for what you're facing today, right? So it's got 54 video sessions that are slideshows. There's some videos that are in there that is just taking you through the different steps. And I will say here that when I built this course, I really struggled with the first class. A class is like hours of little teeny sessions, right? And that first class is all about business. And at first I thought, oh my gosh, people are going to start watching this and say, oh my gosh, this is so boring. But you know what, friends? A big part of who I am is to eat the ugly frog first. Get the thing you least want to do done and out of the way, and it liberates, empowers, and pushes you along. And so I decided that I was going to put the hardest part for most people. And why is it hard? It's not really hard, y'all. What's hard is not knowing what to do or where to get the information or how you should handle it, right? So that way you can know what to do and where to go. And so that is the first week. But what I wanted to share is, and Jesse has put the link in here to the actual course page. You can go over to the course page that is packed with information. The syllabus is over there, y'all. You can scroll down. I think it's near the bottom. You can expand each class and see what the topics are. So there are 54 video sessions that are broken out into 6 different classes. Plus, there's 40 printable handouts. And then again, we have the keyword search inside the course. And that is just so, and I find that we all underuse search. We don't use search on websites. We don't use a search, even if like you're in a Facebook group with, like one of those closed groups that's about, if sharing information. Most of them have a search right at the top. there is gold to be found. And that's how this course is. And that's kind of what we just really encourage people to actually, what is it you're struggling with? Put it into that search in the course, and it'll take you to a list that shows you all the places that it was actually mentioned. And you can actually consume this course at your own pace. There is no time limit. There is no a number of times that you can watch it. You have literally your own pace for as long as you actually need. And so here's one thing that's really different than the course in the past is you receive the entire course immediately when you purchase it. That means that you can watch any part of it at your convenience, right? And then also you have lifetime unlimited access. And what the heck does that mean? That means as long as we have internet, you can log into your online library with us, and that course will be right there. And all the other courses that you've purchased, if you purchased them with the same email address, and they'll all be right there. And then one of the pieces that is super important is we have a private online student community that is actually priceless. And that's optional. It's a Facebook group. It's totally private. It's only for my students. I'm in and out of there. And the support and help, because we now have people that have been in there for all the years since the first class in 2018. And so we have seasoned growers helping to support and network with those that are coming into the group. And that is just a really great way to get questions answered. But I want to say again, there are over 2,000 frequently asked questions in the course that you can keyword search to find out where that topic may be in a video. So what are some of the other things that come with the course? So the course also includes something that you've probably not heard anything really about because it's only in my course, and that is the access to the Cool Flowers Field Growers Report. And that is a tool that we made that is only for my students at this point in time. And it is a place where you can go in there and actually enter your experience with Cool Season Hardy Annuals. That means, like, if you live in a really northern region and you actually fall planted something that everybody thinks is not winter hardy in your area, you can go in and enter the information and your experience, not whether it was a success or a fail. That's very helpful to other people, right? It's automatically updated. You have access to everything that's entered in, everything that I've entered, everything that you've entered, and all the other people have entered. You can search it by your zone, by your area, by the flower. It's a super great tool that we're just getting started with, so that you have access to that through the course. Other things that are in the course is we provide a photo gallery of flowers to our students, and you so what often happens is people are saying, all right, this is my season. All right, I want to start posting on social media what I'm doing, but I have like no pictures. So we have a photo gallery for you to use. You do not have to brand it with our name. You use it to actually, before you get your own pictures. And that way you really can get started with your social media. You can build your website. You can use it in any way to market your flowers, right? And I mentioned earlier that we've included now a harvest guide. And Suzanne and I went through and we added some flowers, tweaked them up a little bit, and also the planting guide. And, I don't know about you, but for me, student testimonials are like, or just reviews, right? I mean, my sister, who is like Miss Super Shopper, she taught me long ago, don't even read anything. Go straight to the reviews first. And that will tell you whether you need to even waste your time going to read the rest. And we understand that. And so we have there are student testimonials on the page, and actually in our Google reviews, there's lots of actual reviews on the course. And then another great thing is there's actually a phone app for our courses. And this is it. I don't see, y'all can't see that. Sorry. Sorry, I thought y'all could see it. The light up here is not very good. It's the mobile app is awesome. And you can do a couple of things. You can actually just listen to your sessions like you're listening to a podcast. Even when the phone goes dark, it keeps talking just like a podcast. As well as, y'all, you can listen to the videos at faster speed if you want to, or if you need to slow it down. If you're listening to Dave Dowling talk, you might want to slow it down. And anyway, there's just a lot of great tools for you to use the actual course. Now, as an introductory offer, we are giving away 2 of our mini courses. And so, friends, one of the things that you need to know is that whenever you start a business, and whenever you start a business doing something that you may be a gardener, but you still don't really know about being a flower farmer, and they are like night and day difference, right? There is so much depth of information. There is no way that the basics course can have everything that you need. I mean, even on the basic foundation things. So we have additional courses that take you on deeper dives. And 2 of those are, one is my mini course, Cool Flowers Beyond the Book, which, the Cool Flower book, which is about cool season hardy annuals, was written for the home gardener. Well, that little mini course kind of takes that information and kind of wraps it over to a flower farming version. We're giving you that when you purchase the course during this introductory time. But guess about this one. The other free gift that we are giving you, which is a $50 value, is Ellen Frost's course, Preparing to Sell to Florists. Who better to learn from than Ellen? And this is a deep dive in preparing your availability list, how to figure out pricing, and how to find your customer. I mean, if that is what your area you think you're going in, this is the perfect add-on course. Well, we're giving it to you. When you buy my course, Flower Farming School Online, the basics, annual crops, marketing, and more, y'all have to stop and think. During this introductory period, you get the Cool Flowers Beyond the Book and Preparing to Sell to Florists for free. And yet there's one more little kind of, I never thought of it as a bonus, but people's reaction to this has made me realize that I should at least mention it here. So we are having an open farm here June 24th, and we do that typically once a year. And that's kind of in the middle of the summer, right? And so we're adding something really special this year. So it's open to the public from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., both of our locations, the farm and the warehouse. But this year, we are having a special private coffee with your instructor from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And students have to sign up. This is only for my students, Dave's students, and Ellen's students. Because guess what? Dave and Ellen are going to be here. We're going to have the time of our life at the open farm this year, y'all. And I don't care if it rains. We are just going to have such a great time. So if you get this course, then you will get the email in early June with the invitation that you have to respond to and sign. It's free, but you have to sign up to be able to come. We have to know how much coffee to make, y'all. So, friends, so I was just reading some of the comments here. So the course, to tell you just a little bit more, the course cost is $595. And let me tell you how my business mind works. I think, all right, what do I have to do to make $595? I mean, is that 2 subscriptions? Is that one Saturday at the farmer's market, or 2, depending on, where you are, or maybe it's a half a day at a farmer's market. I can promise you, and I can wholeheartedly say, it will save you money, it'll save you heartache, and it'll save you so much time. So, if you hang out with me on Seed Start and Saturday mornings, one of the things that I've shared through the years is that the way to be successful sowing seeds is to give them the conditions that they prefer so that they sprout as quickly as possible after you sow them. Because if they have to wait until the conditions come along, stuff can happen to them, whether that means they rot because they get rained out, or a bug carries them off, or a bird eats them. Stuff happens to them when they're sitting there and waiting? Well, you want to know the honest truth? The very same thing happens to business people. If you think I'm going to start a flower farm and you're going to dabble and dibble around and you're going to spend money and you're going to waste money and your family's on the sidelines saying, hey, go, 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 they are only going to last maybe a year or two until they're going to be really tired of you being exhausted and complaining. And I mean, I've been there and I talk to these people every day, y'all. The morale suck that happens when you just are spinning your wheels by not addressing and doing the things that actually build and move your business forward will take you out. You'll quit. Just like that seed that never sprouts because it had to wait a month. I just had to have that talk with my good friend who's my dog's veterinarian today. He bought his zinnia seeds. Well, it's like 6 weeks before we're supposed to be planting zinnia seeds outside, y'all. It is so cold. And he can plant those seeds, but they are just going to sit there and rot. And then he's going to be disappointed. And then he's going to maybe throw in the towel and not do it again. Right. And that's the way it is in business. And I think that's the part that we just don't even realize. Our good friends, Pamela and Frank Arnowski, I can remember them saying in the documentary that was made for the Association of Specialty Cut Flower Growers that they show people, when people reach out to them, say, we want to become cut flower growers. They say, come back and talk to us after you've done these things. And those things are getting your education. It was joining the ASCFG. You got to do your work, your due diligence. And then they say, if you want to get from A to Z successfully and quickly, you have got to put in the work. And putting in the work means expanding your knowledge. And that's why I made this course. This course is really about how to do it and to be successful and to put you in with a group of people that that other people that really, really want to do it. And I mentioned earlier in a live that you may have heard of or seen people talking about these mastermind groups. Mastermind groups are people, small groups that gather together that have the same goal. And we have mastermind here within the Gardener's Workshop, and we meet once a month. And it's being able to be with other people that have similar goals to yours and to be able to look forward. I just can't tell you how supportive, empowering, encouraging, and they're there to, cheer you along. But feeding your family cereal for 2 years because you're exhausted and tired and you're still not making a profit or feeling like you're turning the corner, because friends, it doesn't have to be that way. I'm living proof of that. And so, friends, if anybody has any questions about the course, I think that somebody wrote some bad info on Google searches. Yeah, there's a lot of great information out there. You just have to figure out which it is. And so just depends, on what your tread. So let's see what Dave says. Dave says, good old Dave Dowling, resist the urge. Here, I'll put it up. Resist the urge to jump forward to the sections with growing info. The first section is all about getting your cut flower business set up correctly, helping to ensure success. Thank you, Dave. So Dave is one of our instructors, and Dave is, we both have been growing about the same amount of time. And, there's just streamlined ways to get to the end. He and I both are big believers that there is endless opportunities in the domestic cut flower world. As long as we're importing billions of dollars of cut flowers every single year into the United States alone, there's room for more growers. But you have to be professional and you have to know what you're doing, and you can do it. And that's what we've tried to condense and put in these courses as much as it can be condensed. So friends, if there are I do have some questions over here. So thank you, Jesse. Oh, let's see what Virginia has to say. Anyone thinking of taking this class, I say do it. Best money I spent recovering from major surgery right now. And this will give me a chance to review the class again and benefit from it again. Thank you for Virginia. And I hope you're on the way to mending. Let me tell you something about reviewing. I think that's often one of the missed chances to benefit. I've often mentioned that course that I took for how to build online courses, I go back and watch it all the time. And it's like I don't even know, like she's saying, just to go back and review it. Maybe it's not for anything specific. You go back and review it, and it's like, I never even heard that before. I bet you if I went back and listened to it right now, I'd come away saying, oh my gosh, I haven't been doing that. How helpful would that be? So, Virginia, I hope you're on the mend, and good luck with your reviewing the course. The Cape on the Corner, best dollar investment ever for a new flower farmer. Thank you so much. I'm going to take the class over next winter. I'm just a home grower considering doing some selling. So I would say to you, CG, that it is definitely where you need to start, because I just counseled somebody the other day on social media that tagged me that kind of had blundered their first visits to florists. They live in a really rural, small area, so there's not a big pool of customers. And they went in and kind of was not a professional at all. They went in asking for more information than them offering, but representing themselves as a grower, and just really kind of tainted. And they're going to have to now overcome that. So I would say to you, take the class before you waste any resources and opportunities. And I do mean that in the truest sense. Oh, I'm glad you said this, CG. This is me. That is me. I can grow almost anything. I want to sell flowers, but I'm not much of a salesperson. Let me tell you something. You do not have to be a salesperson. You have to be a good professional business person. One of the hardest lessons for people to learn that we talk about is that business is not personal. And business is business, there's a bottom line. And, when you start investing your hard-earned money that you put in to get started, you need to take certain steps. And when you go about this as a business, so I'll just say, one of the tips that I say, people, you would never walk into a flower shop and say, how much do you think I need to charge for this? Or how much are you paying for this? Or anything along that line. You walk in with a simple list that you've created after you've done your research to find out what the wholesale pricing is for your area, and walk in and say, hi, I'm Lisa Ziegler. I'm a flower grower in the area. Here's a list of some of the flowers that I'm going to be growing. And I'm going to be sending you a list every Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock with how much it is, how much I have of it, and what colors. And I'll call you a little while after I send the list to see if you're interested in anything. You don't have to be a salesperson. Nobody is less of a salesperson than me. So I just want to say, when you're confident and have a good product and it's as beautiful as our flowers are, you do not have to be a salesperson. You just have to be a professional and know what the heck you're talking about. Sam, it's great that I have the time and choice to choose when and how I can finally take Lisa's farm in school. Thanks. You are so welcome. And I feel like that's really a big part of this, is for us to make the model so that people can purchase the course when it's convenient for them. You're a true blessing. Thank you for sharing your passion and guidance. That's the thing about, you're so very, very welcome. When you have a teacher's heart, this is really easy for you. The course and the platform that we have invested in and the people to bring it all to life just allows us to help so many people in so many ways that it's really overwhelming, but such a gift. It's all the time, vampires. So funny you should say that. I was just talking today that time is your most valuable resource. I mean, you don't realize that when you have nothing but time, but the minute you start a business, I mean, that's one of the reasons I can't even go into it. There's just so much value in your time. The more experience that you get, that's why you just have to learn. I am all about streamlining and learning how to do only the things that have to be done and how to do it quick, efficiently, and move on to the next thing. I mean, I am probably borderline rude sometimes when I'm doing things here on the farm. It's like, I do not want to stand around and talk to you about this. It's like, there's more flowers to cut. I'll talk to you while I'm cutting, and you're cutting. But, I mean, there's just time is way too valuable, was Lisa saying. The Cool Flowers Field Grows Report alone is worth the cost of tuition. It's a wealth of information. So thank you so much, Lisa, for saying that. Lane built that, our Seed Talk Lane created that model for people to be able to enter their information. Then it goes into the database and you can research it all. It is just getting started. When I wrote the book, Cool Flowers, there was literally so little information about when, where, cool. It's a hard subject is the problem. The cool season, hardy annuals, there's just no concrete information out there. So when I wrote Cool Flowers, I got a little bit, but I had to base everything on when I started it. And I don't live, I live in zone 7B, 8A. And so this cool season, the Cool Flowers Growers Report is allowing people further north. I know there's people in zone 6 growing bells of Ireland and planting them in the fall. That's the kind of information. It's just insider information. And then you can contribute. And we want to hear about failures as much as we do successes, because that can really, really help people. So thank you, Lisa, for saying that. All right. Emily, what is she saying? You're so reassuring and comfortable. Whenever I feel myself starting to freak out, I watch or listen to one of your talks. Friends, that's another really big part of putting. That's the hardest part, I think, as going from a person that's never owned a business, a professional business. And maybe you've worked for somebody else or you've had a job and you're starting your own business. You just don't know. Freaking out is an understatement, right, Emily? You just don't know how you feel like you have these boulders on your shoulders. But what I have learned through the years as long as nobody's died, we'll figure it out. The freaking out does not help anything. And so, but I used to be a freaker outer, and I totally get it. But when you realize that this is not your personal feelings right here on your arm, you have to take those off, put your farming business glasses on and your business hat, and realize that you're a business owner. You're an entrepreneur and you have to act like one. And when I say that, I mean that you can't, and it's really hard for me, y'all. I can get very emotional, my voice will get high when I feel like somebody's insulted me or whatever. You know how those things go. That's what you have to practice. Practice that you don't react, that you absorb what people say to you and then you accept it. People telling you feedback, if it's constructive feedback, does not need a reply. It just needs to be accepted. And that's being business. That's being professional. And it's really hard. I'm learning it every day of my life, y'all. And it really helps your personal life as well. But you just have that, when you get that feeling that you are a professional, and it's not that you're the boss and nobody can tell you what to do. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just listening, thinking, how are we going to fix this? Or can it be fixed? Or do I need to dump it and move on? All those things help. And thank you, Emily, for saying that I calm you in that way. But because I try to help people see it is not the end of the world. And we've all been through, I've been, crumbled before more than once this week. It happens all the time, and it doesn't stop happening. When you look at businesses, like a lot of people may look at me and say, oh my gosh, you're so successful writing books and big website and doing courses and other people doing courses. And it is a gift. Trust me. But I'm telling you, every week I have to struggle to hope. I have teeth marks in my tongue, y'all. Because I want to react quickly, but that's not the way professional people, that doesn't get to a good end result, right? So anyway, Emily, thank you for saying that. I needed to hear that today. So friends, Flower Farming School Online is available now. You don't have to wait till the fall. You can buy it. However, the introductory special of the free workshops that come with it, which is Cool Flowers Beyond the Book and Ellen Frost Preparing to Sell to Florists, is an introductory gift we're giving you. Now, not to confuse the Cool Flower Growers Report, that is actually part of the course. The Cool Flowers Beyond the Book is just me taking some of the cool flower concepts from the book and apply it more to farming instead of gardening. And then Ellen's course is all about figuring out pricing, availability lists, and how to find your customers. She is a florist, y'all. She gives you the inside look. So the course is $595, best money you'll ever spend. And if you don't have $595, then you need to get a little side hustle and get it. If you are trying to start your business, because it will save you money and time, heartache, and you can learn more about it. Jesse has put the links in here, as well as you can go to thegardenersworkshop.com. And friends, we would just love to have you join us in the community, for you to digest the class in whatever way that you actually do. And I'm just thrilled that we've been able to tweak the model in a way that has allowed you to have access. So we just want to help more people, future generations of flower farmers, domestic cut flower growers, y'all. Those are meaning wherever you are in the world, that you're selling your flowers in your community or a little bit beyond. And it's doable, especially when you get the professional steps to do it in. All right, friends, I am going to jump off here, and I will see you tomorrow on Instagram. Ask a Flower Farmer. It's my week, my day this week. And I hope to see you there. And I have a special live show on Thursday night this week too. That's not about this. It's about some other special announcement I have. All right, friends, till we meet again. And thank you, Jesse, for being here. And for all of you, I'm just reading, y'all. We have a lot of people from all over. So thank you so much for joining me here, friends. Until we meet again. Ciao.